I really love working at this company because you're very responsive. You're very appreciative um, of the little things that I do. So that's what I like about working this company. I like the culture, of course, and also I get to interact with, of course, the candidate and the cleaners as well. Everything is really not that corporate. Very friendly, very laid back. I get to work at the comfort of my home,
Yeah,
so I can have a good work-life balance, and that's
yeah,
important for me, and that's why I
yeah.
like the company.
I'm Mike Marino, and this is Brian Sy. Brian is the staffing coordinator with our company. So, Brian, if you want to start off by giving a little background about your role and what you do today, day to day.
Uh, Thank you, Mike. So, like you said, I'm the staffing coordinator for the company, and mainly my work is to hire people, basically from those people who are applying for a job online, and then they get to be interviewed via Zoom by me. So that's the first stage of the application is by interviewing them via Zoom. So I ask them questions uh, like about themselves, about a few of their background, and also I ask them questions about what they can do with the company, what and their about cleaning stuff or non-cleaning stuff as well. So that's what I ask them. And if they're qualified, then I would invite them for an in-person interview with one of our managers. That's it.
One thing I wanted to bring up, it's always really fun and exciting to get new customers. So it's always great to land a new account, go on walkthroughs, meet people, send out bids, do all those things that like grow the company from a revenue perspective. But a thing that a lot of business owners completely ignore is, oh, wait a second, I have to hire a bunch of people to fulfill the roles, and they have to be really good. So not only do we have like a funnel to get customers, we also have a really strong funnel to get employees and to really attract the right people, bring the right people into the company. We have a certain process that we follow, because what a lot of people might do is they put a job ad on Indeed, and they get hundreds of applications, and then they kind of talk to a few people on Zoom, and then they're like, all right, you seem good, you're hired. And then they really have no idea how they're going to turn out, or even if they'll even show up, um, until maybe it's too late and there's a problem down the line. So staffing and hiring is like a huge part of our business, and a system that we've really spent a lot of time on to perfect over time. So I guess, where do people start when they come to us from an employee perspective? Like, they see the job ad, they fill out the application, and then the first step is a group interview on Zoom. So tell me about, why we do group interviews and what you talk about in them.
Right. So the reason we do group interviews is, of course, we need to be more efficient with the time, and also we want to make sure how they would interact in a group. And also, there are some candidates who might not show up, so make sure that there's somebody who could show up if you do it in a group interview compared to just a one-on-one interview. So
Yeah,
basically just for efficiency.
yeah. Couple things. Yeah, efficiency. We want to see how people do in a team atmosphere, because we're all about teamwork. Cleaners work in a team. We have to know that people are going to work together unsupervised and do a great job together. So if somebody excels in this group setting, it really like tells us a lot about this person, how they speak with people, if they're respectful, if they're professional, if they show up on time. Those are all good things that the group interview does. And it also helps because we have so many applications that it helps us bring hundreds of people and then kind of narrow them down the funnel, get them into the group interview, instead of you having to sit there and book 20 interviews in a whole day and maybe half of them show up and then you spend half the day kind of waiting for the next interview. So it's just super efficient way of doing things. And then what happens after the group interview? So now you've talked to people, you've gone through the core values and you've asked them cleaning questions and stuff. What happens after that?
Of course, I take note of everything per candidate. I'll make sure to note if they are qualified, if they're really qualified or not. I would make sure that it's noted, everything is noted. And then I would, of course, have to record that. And we had a chat there for you to see as well, so that
Yeah, so
you can decide whether they're qualified or not.
Yeah, I look through those almost every day. So basically, Brian will send all the recordings of the group interviews every day, and I kind of look through them, give my notes and feedback, and then we make decisions from there. So then we do the in-person interview. So tell us about how you're sending people in person to the in-person interviews.
Right, of course. I invite them, of course, for an in-person interview via email. And if they would respond, I would notify one of the managers who are assigned for that location. And then I would have to do a follow-up to make sure that they would really come, so that also the manager would be notified if they're really coming in. And also asking the manager that, hey, is this candidate texted you already? And I would give them the location and what they would have to wear during the in-person interview, like set their expectation, what's going on. And then after that, I would ask the manager his feedback on the candidate. So I would update our CRM for the candidates.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what we're doing is we're moving people down the hiring funnel, taking notes, sending the managers the candidates information that's coming in for the interview. They do the interview and then they basically send the notes back to you, and then you update the hiring system, so then we have all the notes with who's qualified, who's not qualified, and then we can make the decision from there. So the in-person interview is done at one of our accounts with the manager. So it's usually about like a half-hour thing where they'll introduce them to the other cleaners, again, like a group setting, see if they work well with people, get an idea of their experience. They'll do a little bit of cleaning, but it's more talking, getting to know them, see if they're like a good core values fit, that they'll work well with the other people in our group. Then what we do is like a small cleaning test. We'll pick something, maybe a bathroom, and then they'll spend 5 or 10 minutes cleaning a little bit, kind of see if they're detailed, what they're looking at, see if they can follow a process. So like somebody, to give you an example, who's qualified, they would be like meticulous. They would do things in a proper order. Maybe start from, in cleaning, you want to start high to low. So they would start dusting up top, everything would come down, wipe walls, all the, mid-level surfaces, and then work to the floors. That's someone who'd be qualified if they like follow a system and a process, rather than kind of be hectic, or maybe it's the first time they've ever done this before and they're not sure what they're doing. But however, we train people very well, and we really care most about core values and how they fit with us as people above just cleaning. So we don't disqualify people if maybe they're not the best cleaner, but we teach them. We just want to know that they're able to think through something and that eventually they'll be able to work on their own and with other people. So that's pretty much what goes on in the in-person interview. So that's what we do on the back end, so that we always have people who are ready to work and want to work with us. And at a moment's notice, we can call and they've already gone through this process and we can onboard them very, very quickly. Because as you've seen from doing this now for a bit, anything could happen at any moment. At the drop of a hat, someone could get sick, someone calls out. There's a million different things that could go wrong in New York City with transportation. So you always have to have people on call. So when these emergencies happen, it's not like then we say, okay, Brian, somebody quit. Let's put out a job ad and fill that one position. That never works, because at that point it's way too late. By the time we even need somebody, you've been building these relationships and talking with candidates all week long, that we then can make the decision for who's the best fit at that time. And not only do we need to find someone who's a good fit as a person, they also have to be available at the right time where our accounts are, and they have to be in the right location. So for example, let's say we have an account in Midtown and they live an hour away somewhere, not near a subway, and then they're not even available when we have an account at that time, but they're a great person. It's tough because that's not even the right fit either. So there's so many different things that we need to look for in people for them to even like be the right fit for what we need. So that's why, Brian, you have to speak with so many people, right?
Right. Make sure we have enough backup and make sure that they're available. And of course, we have to consider the location, of course, on whatever accounts they will be assigned to.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So yeah, tell me how you like working with our company and your experience so far.
I really love working at this company because not only that I could, interact directly with the CEO, he makes sure that he gives feedback on a timely basis. We get to chat via Slack, so you're very responsive. So I know exactly what to do because you correct me if ever I have something that that is not right or what. And you're very appreciative um, of the little things that I do. So that's what I like about working this company. I like the culture, of course, and also I get to interact with, of course, the candidate and the cleaners as well. So yeah, everything is really not that corporate. Very friendly, very laid back. So of course, I get to work at the comfort of my home,
Yeah,
so I can have a good work-life balance, and that's
yeah,
important for me, and that's why I
yeah,
like the company.
yeah, for sure. Thank you. I definitely 1,000% appreciate what you do every day. Like I literally feel like I couldn't do this without you, because hiring is so time consuming and there's so much to go with it. And I'm off doing a million other things. So I remember when I was doing it, it was just extremely overwhelming. I would be sitting there on the interviews. My phone would be ringing for other stuff. I'd be trying to get new accounts, all different things. So like I'm super thankful that you're able to get that off my plate. Plus, you're better than me at it. I look for people who's better than me at all these roles, because I can't do everything, and I certainly can't do everything better than other people. So it's just a good fit. And like I don't like to be too corporate either or too overly serious. Like I like to have fun. I like to work with good people, in person when we're at the accounts. We joke around and stuff. We all get along. We're friendly and everything. Obviously, the account and the cleaning is number one, and we need to get the job done. That doesn't change. But I like to have fun. I wouldn't enjoy this if it was too stuffy or too overly corporate. That's just not who I am and who I want to be. I'm the kind of person I would probably get fired if I worked at like a bank or something. It's just not who I am. I'm just better off doing this. So yeah, that's like, I guess one of the great things about doing this is like we get to meet new people. Like all the cleaners that you talk to and all the people that we have working for us, everyone has their own story. You know, people come from all these cool different backgrounds. You know, they, you
Right.
know, have been performers, they do photography, they do all this other cool stuff. I play the
Content
drums.
creation.
Yeah, everyone has their own thing that they do, which is cool. So yeah, I think that's like a really good benefit to doing this.
That's a good thing with Slack, even though we can't see each other face to face, so we could still do chat via Slack.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And we talk a lot on Zoom. I talk to you
Well,
every
yeah,
day.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Right.
so we do a company Zoom meeting once a week, every Monday with the cleaners at 2:30. Usually I'll pick like a couple topics, like 2 to 3 things that went on during the week that maybe we could be doing better. You know, just talk about new goals, kind of reconfirm the important policies of the company. You know, just a chill little meeting where we can go
Right.
over important things that are like top of mind that week, you know?
And I love how you even, invite the cleaners to go on a weekend, just to chat in
Yeah,
person. I love that.
yeah,
Hopefully
sure.
I could go there too.
Yeah, I know. Maybe one day I'll fly you out over here. Um, yeah, like I'm always kind of out in the field too, visiting, meeting with people, you know, because I always have to do some miscellaneous things around at accounts. So I like to, you know, show face to people, I meet all the cleaners. I make it a point to like sit down and spend legitimate time with them and show them how things work. It does make it difficult because I work during the day and a lot of these things happen overnight, but I still try and make my effort to go as much as I can and just, you know, show people that they're not just like a number, that like we genuinely really do care about all the people that work with us. And, you know, I want to make it
Right.
a best atmosphere as I can, because otherwise it would suck for me if everyone was unhappy. Like I wouldn't be happy with that either.
Right. Yeah. The environment is really friendly. It's not stressful, and yeah, it's really easy to work with you. So that's why
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you
Thank
even
you,
want
sir.
them to be engaged. You even think of something how we could engage them.
Yeah, I know. I'm always posting things in the Slack, always like talking about random stuff, sending videos, sending pictures. I do like the picture thing we do. You know, we take pictures every shift.
Yeah.
And you know, we use it for marketing. We send it to the customers and they love to see that we are taking that much attention to detail in their space. And then it gives us something to talk about because we do the cleaner of the month and then I can send out like, hey, this person won cleaner of the month. Look at all their pictures. This is their work. This is what they do. And it allows everyone to say, hey, you know, if this person could do it, I could do it too. And, you know, they have an exact formula to follow to win the cleaner a month and just like be successful with us.
I just saw the Instagram too, based on
Oh, so yeah, so you
I love
follow
it.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, I
thanks, man.
just follow it.
I'm trying to do more.